I'm Lakeisha Gilchrist, entrepreneur, and I'm living uncuffed.
I'm Christine Collins, independent senior director with 31 Gifts, and I am living uncuffed.
I'm Letitia M., multimedia guru, and I am living uncuffed.
I am Cherie Cofield, the stress manager, and I am living uncuffed.
I am Jasmine Green, the real estate queen, and I am living uncuffed.
I'm Caprice Smith, Mrs. Corporate America, the uncuffed living expert, and I am living uncuffed.
I am Angel Steele, independent advocate distributor, and I am living uncuffed.
I am Wanda T. Luck, entrepreneur, living uncuffed, definitely living.
And we are giving you the keys to living uncuffed.
Wanda T. Luck. A tip is the past is nothing but a trail you left behind. Live uncuffed and be free.
Jasmine Green, the real estate queen, and I encourage all of you wonderful, beautiful ladies out there to believe in yourself, because once you believe in yourself, you can achieve great things, but it starts with you. I am living uncuffed.
Hi, I'm Lakeisha Gilchrist, entrepreneur, and I am living uncuffed. I want to let all you wonderful women out there know that even if you are not where you want to be in life, it is still okay to build and to live uncuffed while still in transition. Life will not be always perfect, but if you stay focused, keep your eye on the prize, you can still get to where you need to be.
Hi, I'm Christine Collins. I'm an independent senior director with 31 Gifts, and I'm living uncuffed. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 4 kids, I homeschool, and I have still found time to start my own business and make me time. I am living uncuffed, and you can do it too.
Hi, my name is Angel Steele. I'm your Advocare independent distributor. When I started Advocare back in 2011, I was overweight, tired, and I had back issues. I knew that it was time to make a change in my life. So what I did was started on a 24-day challenge, and it changed my life forever. I've lost over 5 sizes to date, and I have been able to keep it off. I love the products. I love helping people. That's what I do now. Our motto is, we build champions, and I want to help you find the champion inside of you. Contact me today.
Hi, I am Letitia McDougall, also known as the PG CEO, and also now known as the Multimedia Guru. I'm just loving my new title because I am now living uncuffed. What a year 2014 has been, and I want you to join us on our journey in 2015. Don't forget, we want you to tag all of the young, lovely ladies who are part of this project, and also add in Uncuffed 2015 for your chance to win your free copy of this amazing book. Not just because I'm in it, but because it's going to take you to a higher place than where you've never been before. Learn from the women of Uncuffed today. We're looking forward to touring in your city. Don't forget to get in contact with us. Hashtag Uncuffed 2015.
Hey beautiful ladies out there, this is Cherie Cofield, your stress manager, and I'm here to let you know tragedy can turn into triumph. You can have it all. You can have success, wealth, family, happiness. All you have to do is reach out and grab it. I am living uncuffed. Cherie Cofield, the stress manager.
Hi, this is Caprice Smith, Mrs. Corporate America. I am having the time of my life. One of the best decisions I've ever made was to compete in the national competition that shines the spotlight on women in business. If you own your business, if you work in corporate America, if you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're thinking about owning your business, you should come along and try, because you too could be the next Miss Corporate America. Since my reign, I have made Miss Corporate America a household name in my household. My sons absolutely love to see me dress up and go to appearances. But more professionally, I've gained an entire network of supporters and followers, and I don't have to stretch my brand all on my own. There's a whole network behind me. I celebrate being Miss Corporate America each month at my women's networking event in Pennsylvania. I love telling my listeners at Maybe Help You Radio Network and all the followers there how much fun I'm having. I've been honored by Black Wall Street. I am just over the top thrilled. The list goes on and on and on. The invitations won't stop pouring in. I love being in the community, sharing my dreams and accomplishments with young ladies who wish to be like me someday, and that's a woman who lives out loud. I love being a part of the Miss Corporate America family, and I invite you to join today.
And welcome back. This is Caprice Smith, your Uncuffed Living expert, and this is Uncuffed Radio. And today I want to speak to my women in business. You guys may see people around you progressing and taking leaps and bounds and moving at lightning speed, and you may wonder why that same level of success has not come for you. I love to rely on this Bible verse. He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. It is the Bible verse that kind of symbolizes my life. And there was times in my life I didn't always have it the best. I no longer hold on to that mentality that kept me held bondage and living in a life of lack. I decided that I would truly live the life that was called for me by going out and getting my blessings. And what I do is I serve God, I serve my family, I do what I'm supposed to do, I live out my purpose. So there's really no need or no reason why I shouldn't have that level of success and happiness as everyone else. And I know that I'm speaking to someone who has experienced the same things that I've done. You work very hard at making your job successful. You give it your all, and you may still be wondering why it isn't working for you. The one thing that I had to do is I had to pull myself up by my bootstraps. I got angry at times because I didn't understand why I had to undergo so much, but I realized it was just something that had to happen. It wasn't anything that I had any control over, but my future was. If you guys can remember that scene in the Diary of a Mad Black Woman when she really just smacked, like open hand smacked her husband. He was actually in a wheelchair at that time. And then she stuffed a picture down his mouth. That scene was so dramatic, and it really just, it sparked a chord in me. It's like, wow, she must have really been angry. But that was the level of anger I felt when I was making the determination that enough was enough, that I would go out and get everything for me. So if you have yet to get angry and very serious and just demand that the success and happiness comes to you, you're not ready for it. There are 5 keys to success and happiness. And when you learn what these are, you don't just create a world of limited opportunities, unlimited opportunities and unlimited support. You actually go out and get it. You just have everything that you want. But you have to follow these keys. And what I want you guys to understand is it may feel a little weird at first when you are stepping out of your comfort zones and you're beginning to follow this formula, but eventually it becomes very familiar and it becomes your life's mantra and motto. I want you guys to find that inner supergirl that will make you pull yourself up out of any messy relationships, out of opportunities that I consider fake. I call them fake, because if they're not for you, they're just fake opportunities, a waste of time. So don't attach yourself to everything. Wait for your moments. Some people say, go out and embrace every opportunity. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to multitasking. Some of those things just kind of stand in the way and weigh you down. Whereas when real opportunities show up that are meant for you, now you don't have room for them or you feel tired because you've attached yourself to every fake opportunity or everything that wasn't meant for you. The real you needs to emerge, and the time is right now. What I want you guys to do is I want you to decide, make a decision to fight or to flight. I want you to fight for your dreams, your success and happiness, or I want you to step back and give it to someone else, because if you're not going to fight for your dreams, you might as well let someone else have them, someone else who is more hungry and ready and willing to go out and do what it takes to get it. Stop wasting your time and everyone else's. And as you're making the decision if you're going to fight or flight, what I want you to do is really think about what it is you're fighting for. What does your happiness look like? What are your low moments? What are your high moments? Take an evaluation and account of your own life and really understand what have some of the things that you've been through, what they mean for you. The first thing that I want you to do is to honor your uniqueness. And what I mean by that is that the thing that we try to hide the most will be the one thing that the world will see. So stop hiding behind guilt and shame and stop faking your way to the top and not being yourself. Be yourself 100% of the time. And if it isn't good enough for the people around you, then that's their problem to deal with and not yours. Understand that people will invest 100% of the time, not in any product that you're selling, but in the authentic real you. So it has to step up. It just has to push forward. You have to let go of all this facade and just unrealism. You have to stop creating this ultra life where you're one version to one person, you're another version to somebody else, and lo and behold, you're a third version to somebody else. You want to honor your uniqueness. For years, I fought the fact that I had curly hair. And I realized that was one of the things that people were drawn to. And in time, when being natural became a popular thing, it was one of the things that people really wanted. And they would ask me all the time, well, how do you make your hair like that? Well, my hair happened to be naturally curly, but I would share with them little techniques and things I did. And if I had just embraced that natural state, my natural hair years ago, I would have saved myself from years of putting in relaxes and perms and overdoing it and underdoing it and just trying to look like everyone else. It doesn't work. Honor your uniqueness. When you honor your uniqueness, what happens is that you understand the value of yourself. You understand there's no one else quite like you. And if there is, there's no one in the world that have exact same set of circumstances, exact same set of skills, and they will tell their story in the exact same way that you would. I am the only uncuffed living expert, and I pride myself in that because it took a lot of hard work, diligence, and growth and self-growth. But what emerged was a woman that stands firm in her grounding and understands that I am the uncuffed living expert. What are you? What is going to be your legacy? How will you be defined? You make that decision. Part of knowing what that answer is honoring your uniqueness and loving who you are. That is step one. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with the other steps. This is Uncuffed Radio on the May We Help You Radio Network, and we'll be right back.
To all of my female entrepreneurs, it's time to expand your region and business profits. Are you networking in the same locale and viewing the same guest list over and over? Do you find your colleagues are referring new business and its clients that you already have in your portfolio? Are you industry stagnant? And are your social groups and events filled with the same people? If you answer yes to just one of these questions, it's time to expand internationally. You are cordially invited to petition for attendance to an all-female exclusive and private event featuring the Power of 52 Women, the East Coast International Business Symposium, hosted by rockstar entrepreneur and international business consultant Erica A. Murray and multimedia distributor and expert Letitia M., and moderator Ms. Joan Henry of the Women's Entrepreneur Expo, beginning February 28, 2015 in Baltimore, Maryland, March 28th in New York, April 18th in Washington, D.C., May the 23rd in Atlanta, Georgia, June the 20th in Boston, Massachusetts, and September, Africa. If you are serious about your business, don't miss this event. Go to www.thepowerof52women.com for more information. Once again, go to www.thepowerof52women.com and register today. This is an event you don't want to miss.
Hey, this is Coffee Black, coming through to bring you the latest in sports, celebrity, and entertainment news. Here's the sip this week. So, as usual, the Kardashians have dominated celebrity news this week. So, Amber Rose came for Lil Kylie Jenner, who was dating rapper Tiger, who was her bestie's baby daddy. Did you get it? So, the Twitter war with Khloe began. It has to be tough being a Kardashian because it's really hard to read somebody when you got a sister like Kim. All it takes is a few shots about her sex tape and it's game over. So, Kanye missed the memo that this secret and illegal relationship with Kylie and Tiger was not for the public when he confirmed that the two are in love on a radio interview. But here's where he crossed the line. He mentioned Beyonce and Kim actually love and respect one another. And yes, I just threw up saying that out loud. But here it comes again. He said Beyonce is inspired by Kim. Okay, I just can't. I'm just saying. Make sure you check out my site, thesipwithcoffeeblack.com, and tune in next week to The Sip with Coffee Black. No sugar, no cream.
You've been listening to Uncuffed Radio, and today is a special episode for me because I am going into the 5 keys that I have discovered to be very effective for your success and happiness. The two go hand in hand. Some people are very successful but are still not satisfied and unhappy, while some people are very happy but they haven't really reached that level of success. And there's an age-old question that says, well, shouldn't your success be determined by your happiness? And you guys can ponder on that for a second. I am a big fan that you could be both. You could leave your legacy. You can create dreams. You can find your motivation. You can live the life that's called for you. You can be successful. You can have give back, and you can be happy. It doesn't always have to be sacrifice one for the other. They can coexist. And with that said, let's get back into today's topic. The second show and the second point that I want to make, the second part of the show and the second point that I really have to drive home, and the 5 keys is to empower others. And this is the community give back piece. Now, let me be very clear about what that means. That does not mean you attach yourself to everything. You spend 5 days a week in church servicing. You miss Bible study because you volunteer for 15 different committees, so you can't really get fed the word. You have to go and continue to be a service. And it also doesn't mean that you join 5 or 4 different nonprofits and you sit on everybody's board because it makes you feel better about yourself because it looks good attached to your name. This is how you serve and empower others. You decide what your recipe and your specialness is. What special way will you contribute to this world to make it better? For instance, I love to teach teens and families about healthy relationships and to fight dating and domestic violence. That happens to be my niche because I'm a survivor, an advocate, retired cop who handled cases involving domestic violence. I watched my mother get abused for several years. I'm an author. I wrote my story about it. So that just really aligned with who I was and what my mission was. You have to find yours. It could be very similar to mine. It could be very similar to other people, but you have to discover that for yourself. And the only way to really discover what and how your community give back should be and how you're going to empower others is to discern or to think about who is it that you naturally empower. Are you constantly finding yourself mentoring to other women? Do you connect better with men? Are you a better connector with senior citizens? The mompreneur of the Miss Corporate America pageant, she has a senior pageant every year and she empowers older women, and she just easily connects to older people and senior citizens. That happens to be her calling. I'm very proud that she found it, but I love for everyone to find theirs. There's some athletes that connect with young male athletes, and you're really good at this thing and you don't mind sharing the knowledge surrounding it. That's one way to identify who it is you should be serving. The other way to identify the how you should be serving is what makes you happy, what makes you satisfied, what is the one thing you do for the rest of your life for free without hesitation and questioning. And that is the way you should be serving others. Some people speak, others write, others listen, others educate, others support other people's dreams. Whatever it is, it holds value in the larger scheme of things, and that we all need each other, and we can't just be an island existing all by ourselves. That will never lead to success. It's so much better to empower others, because the more you give away, the more space you create to receive. You should always be on the giving end, because I'm going to tell you, your mind will be blown away when your givebacks come, when your help comes from the unlikely sources, when you don't even realize you needed help in a particular way or particular area, and then someone just shows up and fills a void. It is mind blowing, and is the circle of life. Actually, is the way the world was meant to be. You help the next person, I help the next person, and the circle continues. Just imagine what the world would be like if we each helped one person. It would be amazing. And many people will say, well, you can't help everybody, and some people, they don't want to be helped. Well, I believe that is an excuse, and it's a way for us to build a boundary and make ourselves feel better by not giving back. When we say that we see people in need and we have decided not to help them because they've made the decision not to get the help. Now understand, don't go overboard. You can offer your love and your support and your empowerment. However, people do have to be in a position to receive it. Sometimes you're just the person that's supposed to plant a nugget, and someone else is going to come behind you and fill the void. For instance, when I first started coaching, I invested in a very high-end coach, and I'm so grateful for that, because it was a life-changing moment for my life and especially my business. But when I initially did it, I was mind blown when she told me what her rate was. But now looking back, I laugh because she said it. She said her name is Rebecca Matthias, and she told me that You are going to be so transformed when you realize your potential, your ability, and when others see the value in you. That was some time ago, but it's so interesting now to reflect back on it, because you may not understand like that. Your way of empowering others is so powerful and so necessary that you really will sleep on it. You really will make a decision not to do it, believing that it doesn't really have value and people aren't really interested in hearing it. So that is the second part. You have to empower others. The next key, and very important key, but probably most difficult, is to do the self-work. It's so easy for us to see the fault in everybody else and point fingers and just push our stuff to the background and say, oh, our stuff is not that bad. Our baggage is not that heavy, or we don't really have issues. You ladies know what I mean. But in reality, the one thing that we try to hide the most will be the one thing that the world will see. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. Stop trying to fake it till you make it and complete the self-work so that you can truly make it. So I want you guys to think about this for a second. Why is it that women always overindulge themselves in extra activities, extracurricular ways of serving and doing, and we have our nose and hands and everything? Why is that? Well, it's part of our natural tendency as a woman to be a caregiver, to be interested in others, to be nurturing, and no one really teaches us how to set clear boundaries and to really just set time apart for ourselves, and we really have to figure it out. And we usually are forced to figure it out after we get sick or ill, or there's something that happens in our life that forces us to stand up and take a pause. A lot of this woman independency is to blame on pop culture. Beyonce did it. Independent woman, Destiny's Child, they did it. There's a whole lot of other women out there who I'm making light of, but in reality, they tell us that we have to do all of these things, and I think we misread their symbols. They were saying we could do all of these things, not that we had to. Someone asked me the other day, how is it that I find balance in my life? What's my recipe for that? And I say, I try to do as little as possible at any given time. And it doesn't mean that I'm lazy or burnt out or stressed out. It simply means that I've lived long enough to understand that if you multitask your way through life, you're going to miss it. Nothing's going to get your 100% attention and devotion. If you're at Little League, checking your email and running your business, your children are missing out. And if you're in your business and you're trying to do parenting, then your business is going to suffer. If you're a date night and you're accepting business phone calls because you're scared to miss a client or an opportunity, then your spouse or your dating partner is going to suffer. So be present in your moments. Do the self-work. We run a lot. We run and hide, and we make ourselves so over the top busy because that's easier than being quiet, because in the quietness, your purpose shows up, guilt shows up. You start to wonder and really question yourself. You hold yourself accountable. But as long as you're moving and you're moving at lightning speed and you're so fast, you're missing it. And that's okay, because it's easy to constantly go and go and go and go. It's really difficult to be quiet and alone with yourself sometimes. So I want you guys to follow some of these things when you think about really doing the self-work so that you can be your 100% self, authentic self. I want you to imagine living your dreams so that everyone around you dreams can come true. So understand what I'm saying. If you could live out your dreams, knowing that everyone around you dreams they're going to get what they want because you are getting what you want, that makes you more powerful, and it makes you see your own value. It makes you truly understand how special you are. And then I want you to understand that abundance in life is not always meant for the other person. Sometimes it's meant for you. It could be an abundance of money, an abundance of time, an abundance of friends, an abundance of clients. It could be whatever you are wishfully hoping for, that abundance. It could be for you. It's not necessarily for the other person. So go out and create it. Find it, identify it, give it a name, and then seek it. That's part of doing the self-work. Stop living out everyone else's dreams and allow yourself to be blessed with abundance, to live the life that's called for you. In addition, I want you to understand that you have a very unique mission I can't uncover it for you during this show, I invite you to do a strategy session with me. Sign up for it at capricesmith.com. It's the best 20 minutes of your life is going to be changing. They all are. That's what I hear. But I want you to allow you to flow through and shine in this moment in time. Life isn't meant to be forever. So make the most out of it while you're here. And the best way is to let go of the guilt and shame, all the other emotions that hold you down like a weight. Like a lead foot, let it go. And be light and free and happy and flowing. Allowing that positive energy to flow in and out into the universe. That way you experience deeply loving relationships with the man or the woman of your dreams. And you truly connect with people, clients included. I celebrate the fact that I'm at a point in my business where I can be very selective about who I coach. I'm very careful about who I connect myself with as a business coach, because if you connect with a client who isn't 100% in, she can really weigh you down. I've discovered as a coach that the energy, because it's such an intimate relationship, if you have a client who's not 100% ready to receive and do the work, then you grow frustrated and you get a little annoyed, and that takes away from your gifts and what you're here meant to do here. So I get to be very selective in my business and who I work with. I'm very careful about how people walk through my doors and how they work with me. My boundaries are crystal clear from the itty bitty top of the world. So I want you guys to know that you can also be very selective as well. You are special enough to say, I don't think this is for me. I appreciate the offer, but no, thank you. Because part of doing the self-work means being very affirmative in very firm in your no's and your yeses. You have to not operate in that gray area, because gray area leads to confusion. I have people who conduct business and they operate outside of contracts. That isn't business, that's a hobby. I have people who will call themselves being in the business, but they have yet to establish themselves with their whatever state they live in. In Maryland, it's the Department of Transportation, and they manage all of our business, like sole proprietor and LLCs and nonprofit. They don't have legitimate makeup for their business, but yet they're in business. They're accepting money for an item or product, and they are not handling their business professionally. So the way that you handle your business really dictates how and when you get that life of abundance that you call for. So celebrate your magnificence and understand that you are creating a relationship with your business. If you're a woman in business, you're creating a relationship where you're going to choose to not have a thriving business, or you're going to choose to have a very successful, thriving business that lives way past you, and you're able to hand it down to the next person. And that's what we all want. And because we're natural caregivers, I want you guys to know, part of doing the self-work and being a natural caregiver, you don't have to say no to the point where it hurts you, because if you're like me, you enjoy serving, you enjoy helping others. You don't have to say no to the things that make you happy and feel good, but just allow yourself to be balanced. And that means place your priorities. What is your priority in life? Do you have a connection and a relationship with God? I believe God and the Father. Do you have a spiritual connection? Do you have a personal relationship in your spiritual life? Have you been released? Are you celebrating or practicing a faith that allows you to be released? Or are you still just kind of wandering around like you were a college student, still fumbling your way around, and you have yet to find that answer? And I want you to think about, too, when you're doing this self-work, is who comes next? Is it your spouse? Is it your dating partner? Is it yourself? Is it your children? Whatever your justification is, I want you to really think about it and understand maybe there needs to be a realignment of that order. I go based on the principles of the Bible, so my order is divine. So that keeps me very balanced and in check almost, because I don't have to try to figure it out. I go right to the Word of God. You have your own formula. What is your hierarchy, and do you practice that hierarchy? And then the next thing I want you to think about is your friendships, the level of relationships that you have, the quality of relationships. If you find yourself having friendships that come and go and fly by night, and all your friends have the same issues or the same problems, I'm going to be a friend for you right now and tell you it may not be them. It might be time for you to self-evaluate, and there may be some self-work that needs to be done. If you find yourself having similar conversations with the people that you're friends with and in a relationship with, it may not be them. So don't be afraid or shy to say, I was wrong, or I have to really self-explore this area, because there's a lot of room for growth. And part of doing the self-work is checking in on yourself. Go to the spa, get your nails done, get your pedicure, your manicures, your hair done. Get those things done, because it's going to make you feel good. You treat yourself like you want others to treat you. You symbolize to the people in your life how they should be treating you. So part of doing the self-work is to value yourself. You're so busy giving and helping that you forget that you're important and you're valuable and you need to be nurtured. You need some meditation time. You need quiet time. Read a great book. I have one, Uncuffed Behind My Smile. And I'm also very excited to launch my Uncuffed for Women in Business the end of this year. December seems to be a great launching time for me. So it's been about a year since I've released Uncuffed Behind My Smile, and this experienced tremendous successes. So I want to take it up a notch and speak directly to my women in business. And you guys want to go to capricesmith.com and pre-order this book. It is going to be a must read, just as the Uncuffed Behind My Smile is. And they hopefully both will receive 5 stars. I know Uncuffed Behind My Smile already is. So part of doing the self-work is then to release, tell the story, sing the song, write the book, write the poem, make the appearance, sew the dress, whatever your outward expression is, whatever artistic thing you want to share with the world, whatever thumbprint you want to share, do it. Do it now. Don't wait. Remember my principle. One of the principles of my coaching is the Lockhart principle. Everywhere you go, you take something away and you leave something behind. That is a principle. That is the basis for criminology, and is so accurate. You can't walk into anywhere and not leave an impression and also take a little something away. It is my job as the Uncuffed Living expert to teach you guys how to streamline what you're leaving and how to take it away and what to take away, because you're not meant to take away everything and you're not meant to leave everything. So you definitely want to focus on doing the self-work. No one else can do the work for you. You have to do it. This is Uncuffed Radio, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Chef Jovi here of the Eatsperience Radio Show. Join me 10 a.m. every Thursday to explore recipes, best restaurants, and food spots in and around the country. I look forward to receiving your comments, so follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's SPREAKER.com. And search MWHY Radio to join me every Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Eatsperience Radio Show. And remember to share your Eatsperience.
Are you frustrated, disappointed, discouraged with your life? Are you angry with God? What's holding you back from fulfilling your purpose? Are you struggling as a leader in ministry? Do you believe you have an end-time calling? If you answered yes to any of these questions, tune in to The Waymakers on MWHY Radio Network every other Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here to support you. Join us to get the answers that will prepare the way of the Lord in your life.
Hello, I'm Sherelle of Fit and Flow Yoga Radio. Wake up with me every Friday at 6 a.m. and have a wonderful yoga experience. We'll explore meditation and discuss how various yoga postures can help relieve your everyday stress. We'll also make the connection between our faith and wellness. Follow us on Spreaker.com to tune into the show. That's Spreaker, SPREAKER.com. And also search MWHY Radio to join me every Friday at 6 a.m. for Fit and Flow Yoga Radio with Sherelle. And until next time, surrender to your strength and always embrace your flow.
Hi, my name is Letitia M., owner of May We Help You Network. I want to thank you for joining us and enjoying our host here on MWHY Radio Network. Please visit us online at mwhyradio.com and like us on facebook.com/MWHY Radio. Tune in to learn more about our host and upcoming contests and our TV programming that'll be coming to you soon. MWHY Radio, bringing together business, community, and you.
And welcome back. This is Uncuffed Radio. Your girl Caprice Smith here, and we are approaching our final segment of the show. But don't you guys worry, we'll come back every week, and you get to download the app and listen to it as much as you want to and share it. And trust me, if you are listening and sharing, let me know. Follow me. If you guys are my friend or we are connected somehow, give me a tweet or an inbox or something. I love when I hear things like great show. Keep it coming. I want you guys to talk about this. I want you to talk about that. Well, I love that. So I'm here for you guys. And I always say you showed up. So use me for what you will and just really take away as much as you can. This has been a show about how to finish big in 2014 and jumpstart your 2015. And we've covered a lot of great tips. I want to share with you some final secrets of success before we close out the show. The biggest thing is personal success. It comes from being supported and feeling necessary and relevant. A lot of time as women, we feel like no one's listening or no one cares. So we abandon our goals and our dreams and we don't feel supported. And because of that, we decide that because no one else cares, we're just going to let things go. And I don't want to see yet another business, go to the wayside, yet another dream die, yet another beautiful thing not be fulfilled. I want you to ask yourself, do I feel loved? Do I feel supported? Am I getting what I need to nourish and thrive in my business? As a detective, we'll use this concept, failure to thrive, with children who were abused. And essentially, if they were abused, then the thought or the concept says they will not be able to fully grow the way they're supposed to grow if they're not hugged and loved and nourished. And that's the same holds true for you and your business. If you can imagine the baby in the crib who only walks a few steps, and if you left him in that crib for the first 5 years of his life, he would only walk, or she would only walk as far as the crib, the length or width of that crib. Whereas other normally functioning children will walk. They would experiment. They would try new things. They would push the limits. They may fall. They may roll, but they would take the chances. But a baby who's stuck in a crib the first few years of their life, they would not have those experiences to fall back on. So they stay only the width of the crib. So sometimes in business, especially if you are first generation entrepreneur, you don't have a point of reference and you don't always have the financial and moral support necessary to be easily successful. So you have to try a little bit harder than everybody else. So it is very tempting to throw in the towel and to give up and walk away from it and come back to things. But that's not the way to do it. Let me tell you something. If you started, it's good enough for you to start it. It's good enough for you to finish. And it doesn't matter who isn't supporting you. You keep going. You keep going. Now, the thing about success is it's not fair. It's only for the strong in heart. Sometimes people will stumble upon success and they become overnight sensations and they're waiting on the rapper or millionaire and that millionaire discovers them and then they become the George Clooney or they get the singing career or the woman from The Help. You have this thriving career overnight, although you may have been trying to be noticed for the past 50 years. If that moment happens for you, great. But if it doesn't, there's some things that you can do to make sure your success is coming. Don't rely on luck. There's some action steps that you can take. And outside of the 3 that we've previously discussed on the show or that we discussed earlier on the show, I want you to think about what's the very next step you should take. And making sure you become successful in 2015. And there's this, like, a huge secret. A lot of people who are already successful know this, but the people who are not don't necessarily know it. What I want you to do is to, and it's biblical, write the plan, write the vision, and make it plain. What I want you to do is write down what your definition of success is. Because you may have already reached it, but don't even realize that you have. It is okay for you to keep striving to be more successful. But if you are already at a level, once you put down your definition of, if you're at that level of success, it's okay to celebrate that pivotal point in your life. And it's okay to say, I've done it. I'm here. Well, let's see what's next. Now, the Huffington Post has a really creative way of describing success, and I just love the Huffington Post because they pull from a lot of different sources, and they also stand firm, and they're not they're not like vague, and they're not just generic. They're very clear about what they say when they write stuff. And what happens is, what I've read, what I stumbled across in the Huffington Post or the Huff Post, or whatever you want to call it, is there are three things that you need in order to be successful. And their definition of success goes like this. First of all, they describe it as subjective, and I agree. It depends on your level, your interpretation of success. And then the next thing you talk about is that you should use your strengths and your values while you're recognizing obstacles before you can really make a definition of success. So I totally agree with that. But their sole definition of success is the well-being, wisdom, or ability to wonder and to give back. The well-being, wisdom, our ability to wonder and to give back. Now, in this one definition, you have about maybe 3 of my 5 key principles to success and happiness, and that's forgiveness, community giving back, to honor your uniqueness, celebrate your differences, to serve your community, and to just to do it. So the commonality across the board is the give back piece. You must give back. In giving back, you will build your legacy and you'll make sure that you live forever. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone remembered your name in a good way when time surpasses you? Wouldn't it be nice if, because of a thought that you had, the world was changed for the better and everyone gave you the credit? And if you are going to say, I don't need the notoriety, I don't need the credit, it's not about that, I just want to be humble and show humility, you and I both know people in business are one of two things, but they're never shy, 100% shy, and credit sometimes feels good. That shouldn't be your only reason. I'm not saying give back to get the credit. That isn't what I'm saying. But I am saying do your very best to build your legacy, to make your community better, because you want to change the world in a way that it feels good to remember your name. Check out the guy who invented Facebook. Check out the guy that invented the iPad. And notice I'm not saying their names because in your mind, you're already saying the name. Check out the lady who left her mark in the media world from Baltimore, Channel 2, that now she becomes the O effect. How nice would that be? Change your community for the better, that giving back. And remember, I alluded to this earlier, you don't give back by, you use the things that you're good at, but you don't necessarily give back by giving away everything. Like everything that you're trying to sell, you can't just give it away and then turn around and expect people to invest in the same thing that you're constantly giving away. You don't want to do that. So there you have it. I'm going to close down the show and I'll leave the questions. I'll make myself available for you guys to follow up with questions until Monday regarding the show. If you want me to answer any questions on air, I will do that next week or in the weeks to come before 2015 comes, because we have a whole new agenda in 2015. You guys are going to be so super excited to be one of the listeners of Uncuffed Radio. There are going to be prizes after prizes after prizes. And there are going to be some great valuable information shared. And there's going to be some awesome guests guest. I am still booking my 2015. I think I'm up to August now. So if you want to be a guest on the show, by all means, CapriceSmith.com. Let it be known you want to come on and you want to have your brand and yourself promoted to an audience that is on AM, FM, is in 10 cities, is on Blog Talk Radio, is being promoted everywhere. We're growing at a rapid speed. I talked to my producer the other day, and she has such great things that she's working on. I can't wait for her to launch and so that I can talk about it. But I want you guys to reach out to me. Don't be shy. It's not the time to be shy. If I'm giving you an invitation to come on board and be a guest, then by all means accept that invitation. You know how I feel about opportunities. Go out and create them. Don't wait for them to fall in your lap. Pick up the phone and call and let the person tell you no. Don't shut yourself and eliminate yourself from the race before it even kicks off. Someone posted a video on Facebook the other day, and they show these two women and they're trying everything in them to cross to the finish line. They're about 5 feet away from the finish line, and their legs are wobbling, and they keep standing up and they keep falling. It's two different ones. They keep standing up, they keep falling, and all around them, the other races are surpassing them and running by them, and the other races, runners don't even feel phased. They don't even look phased. They're not even winded. They're just running. And these two women, they look really physically fit, but they can't make it. They can't stand straight, let alone get to the finish line. You can hear the crowd cheering them on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. And what happens is one of them falls down because she can't stand anymore. She starts to crawl. And then she crawls again. Well, then the other young lady sees her and takes note, and she falls and she starts to crawl, but she can barely crawl. She's almost inching, using her elbows, inching to that finish line, and they both make it. One makes it before the other. When she made it, she looked back, and you can see everything in her wanted to say, sister, can you make it? I got you. Come on, here's a hand, here's something. But she couldn't, but her look back was enough motivation for that other woman to keep crawling and keep crawling. And the crowd was cheering them on. I want to tell you guys right now, whether you realize it or not, there's a crowd of supporters cheering you on. I don't like that saying, let my haters be my motivators. No, later for that, forget your haters. Let me tell you something. You probably have a lot more supporters than you do haters. So do not focus on that 1 or 2% of people who are going to critique you and judge you and shun you. You focus on that community of people that's saying, yes, yes, I need you to do it. I need you to cross the finish line, because if you can do it, I know I can do it. That's who I want you to focus on. And if you need a cheering section, call me. I'll always be your biggest cheerleader, because I think every woman on the face of this earth deserves to have it all-encompassing, well-balanced life where they are living uncuffed, they are following their dreams, and they are leaving their legacy. Remember the words of my 13-year-old son, but she's following her dreams. Yes, son, you're 100% right. I follow my dreams. I want you guys to follow yours. Until next time, this has been Uncuffed Radio, and this is Caprice Smith, your Uncuffed Living expert. And if you want me to come and woo your audience and motivate them to get things going, get in gear, I absolutely love talking to women in business. I am not Miss Corporate America by mistake. I am Miss Corporate America because I represent the thing that we can all have as women, and that's that it factor.